Path to a Meaningful Life by Aion Farvahar. Do you have a meaningful life, a high purpose to get out of the bed every morning filled with energy to pursue it? When was the last time you experienced mindfulness or felt through happiness without searching for its reason? If you imagine your life as a painting you are creating, do you think you would be proud seeing it at the end? These questions are philosophical, but they make us think about life and its meaning. If there is such a thing as happiness without thoughts, how could we have missed that so far in our lives? Dream world. Imagine you wake up in a dream, finding yourself in a city. The city is vast and filled with attractive scenes, spectacles, and people. As in any dream, you don't really remember how you ended up there, where you should go, or what you're supposed to do. You look around searching for clues, in places and in people's faces passing you by, but find none. It is as everyone ended up there exactly the way you did, without memory, without destination, and without a map. Time passes. The scenes, the spectacles, and the people are grabbing your curiosity and attention. The city is alive, mysterious, and magnetized with life energy. It draws you in to engage with its adventures and start moving with its flow. Now your earlier questions seems to be fading away from your mind. Questions of how you ended up there and what you're supposed to do have given their places to the dream world and its hypnotizing spectacles unfolding before your eyes. What if this dream world were real? We can find elements in this dream that sound familiar and relevant to our real life experience. Like in a dream, our world has many spectacles and challenges to engage and entangle with. Like in the dream, our real life and its experiences seems to be unfolding on us day after day, leaving little or no time to reflect on what we are supposed to do here. We seem to be living in a half-awake dream we all share. Meaning and short-term goals. As human beings, we generally like to see some value or meaning in things we do. But when it comes to our life as a whole, we seem to shy away from that. We prefer short-term goals such as finishing school, getting a job, finding a partner, forming a family, or becoming financially stable. We manage to find value in these goals, but have we found higher value or meaning of our life as a whole? If not, what is the reason? Life is challenging and filled with past traumas, ordeals, and setbacks, for some of us starting in early age. Yet we expect to not only overcome these challenges, but also pursue our goals and ideals. This is not fair. Dealing with our past traumas and emotional burdens alone can claim most of our life energy. This leaves us just enough energy to focus on our short-term goals. Searching for a meaningful life seems like too much to ask, but do we really want to continue to live like this forever? After all, life is a gift, an opportunity to grow and evolve. We cannot let that passing by so quietly and day after day. We should change things, but how? There is good news. Everything you and I need to heal our past emotional burdens and live a meaningful life is already within us. That is not a secret somebody can hide from us. We don't need to travel across the world nor read dozens of philosophical books to find it. All we need is an open heart and mind, and to have courage to look inside. How do we experience life? If we go around and ask hundreds of people to describe life and how they experience it, we would likely end up with 3 types of experience or manifestation. Those are manifested by possessions, identifications, and expressions. Life manifested through possessions have to do with everything we assume ownership of. That is, home, wealth, career, family, and personal belonging, etc. Life manifested through identifications refer to things we associate with. These could be our belief system, appearance, culture, lifestyle, etc. Lastly, life manifested through expressions refers to emotional or behavioral states we embody to express ourselves. Examples are emotions like despair, happiness, love, joy, forgiveness, etc. We tend to describe life and who we are in terms of what we have, what we identify with, and how we express ourselves. Meaningful life. The path to a meaningful life involves hero's journeys. Hero's journey is a transformative process formalized as a monomyth by Joseph Campbell. This transformative process is behind most of our personal developments in life. First hero's journey is to achieve mindfulness. Here we define mindfulness as a state of awareness of our presence, thoughts, and feelings, while accepting and embracing them in the moment without shame or judgment. Some of us might have already experienced mindfulness during meditative practices, for example, transcendental meditation, TM, yoga, or simply being in nature. However, this state of mindfulness is usually transient and hard to maintain during our daily life experiences. So to achieve a sustainable mindfulness, we need a deeper understanding of the impulses behind our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Second hero's journey in our path to a meaningful life involves going beyond mindfulness. The goal of this journey is to connect to our deepest sense of being, that is, our higher self. Higher self is something that can be best understood through direct experience. But in simple terms, we can describe it as our innermost essence, that is our soul. This essence manifests itself in us through positive virtues such as courage, compassion, caring, curiosity, connectedness, etc. The good news is that higher self is not a concept we have to learn to believe. It is an essence we can actually experience and embody. Once embodied, self brings clarity, healing energy, and a sense of direction to our lives. When we embody self, everything we do in life has a meaning and serves a purpose. Both of these journeys are challenging and need our full intention. A step beyond mindfulness. Unfortunately, mindfulness does not help us heal our past emotional burdens or find a genuine and lasting inner peace, a state of happiness without thoughts. Neither it can help us overcome unexpected ordeals and setbacks in life. For example, due to a health issue, loss of a loved one, etc. That is, for some of us, is only a stepping stone to go deeper and discover our true self and a meaningful life. But how do we move beyond mindfulness? The pearl inside us. What is our self? Sometimes, in order to find what something is, it is best to turn the question around and ask what that thing is not. Our self is definitely not who we think we are, or any of our life manifestations. Then what and where is it? Let's use a metaphor here. Imagine that we live in a house that is filled with our belongings, which we have accumulated through many years. Unfortunately, the space is cluttered with old letters, pictures, and books piled up on top of each other. Now, imagine that someone comes around and claims that there is a valuable pearl hidden somewhere in this house. And if we manage to discover it, our life could forever change for better. What shall we do? We can obviously dismiss the claim and forget about what we have heard. But we can also consider the claim, believe in the existence of the pearl, and decide to search for it. To discover the pearl, we have a couple of choices. One is to start searching for it through the clutters in the house by shuffling them around, because we still relate to our stuff and don't want to throw them away. We have no choice but to try to look for the pearl within the clutters. So our chances to locate the pearl in our lifetime on the piles of our stuff would be slim to none. The other choice is to realize that the only way we are guaranteed to find the pearl is by getting rid of all the clutters in the house. Of course, this comes with the price of losing our stuff, what they meant to us, and our emotional attachments to them. But if we did that, and once the clutters are gone, there will be nothing left to obstruct our view. The valuable pearl will be there for us, in plain sight, waiting to be found. Connecting to our higher self. You may already have noticed the metaphors in the pearl in our house story. The stuff is a metaphor for how we perceive life, manifested through our possessions, identifications, and expressions. The valuable pearl is a metaphor for our higher self, our soul, and a meaningful life. Mindfulness can be thought of a way to organize our stuff in the house and have less clutters, but that by itself cannot help us find the pearl buried underneath our stuff. We all have the pearl inside us, but the only way to find and connect with it is by looking beyond how we define our lives. We need to move beyond who we think we are, metaphorically speaking, our stuff inside our house. Our higher self presents itself to us only when we're ready to rise above all of our attachments and how they defined us so far in life. To find the valuable pearl of our story, we need to venture beyond mindfulness into the inner world within us. This inner world is not an abstract concept that is out of reach. It is real, spiritual, and reachable to all of us, but accessing it requires resources beyond our emotional and analytical intelligence. We also need to rely on our intuition, imagination, and spiritual insight. Our connection to this inner world and our higher self can be established at different levels. For example, through practice of internal family system IFS and psycho-shamanism. All we need in this path is our open heart and mind and our pledge to the process. The connection to ourself reveals the true meaning of life to us, something that is worth way beyond all challenges and efforts in our path to know it.